what it was. You know who it is, man. And you tuned in with Priceless Knowledge yourself. I came to bring you a little cosmic insight for today. And I was thinking earlier, man, a lot of the times when I'm talking about these astrological things, some of y'all don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And it's not even your fault. It's because no one's explained it to you. So I figured today I'm going to start a series on how to read an astrological chart. And I'm going to give y'all a series on how to read one in both Western or tropical and one in Vedic or sidereal. But before I even go there and show y'all an actual chart, I'm going to give y'all a lot of information on the planets in astrology, the signs in astrology, the houses in astrology, a lot of the aspects that come along with it, the asteroids. And that way you have an understanding. So when you're looking at a chart, it's just not a bunch of bullshit to you. And so today, I'm going to start with the houses. I'm going to give y'all a quick rundown of each of the houses, 1 through 12, and a lot of the energies involved with each one. So, with that being said, let's get that cracking. The first house is ruled by the planet Mars in the sign of Aries. The first house symbolizes the acting self, your personality as it appears to others, and pretty much the unfolding of each one of our individual destiny. The first house beginning point is the rising sign or the ascendant. And this is one, the rising of the ascendant, is one of the big three that consists of the sun and the moon that represents our personality in a big way. And the first house is also one of the angular houses of the first, the fourth, the seventh, and the 10th that really represent our personality and how we manifest that in each different way. And it's really one of the most significant houses in astrology. The planets in the first house, they really affect our personality strongly. The characteristics that come along with whatever planets are in there are going to be keynotes in how you represent yourself in this physical world. The first house, it can really speak to our physical presence, especially the head and the face. And so the second house is ruled by the sign of Taurus and the planet Venus. And it kind of symbolizes what the self has to work with material in this world. Our possessions, money, physical resources, and the things that we really place value in are found here. It can also represent our desires and our values. Planets placed here operate in the realm of material needs, and it also kind of indicates what we value most, like I said a few minutes ago. The second house is how you get it done and get it in, you know what I mean? It's how you get your money. Or how you don't get your money, depending on what you got placed there. And so the third house is ruled by Mercury in the sign of Gemini. And it really symbolizes our thinking and communication style. Writing, short trips, our relationships with our younger siblings, and pretty much our early childhood environment can be seen with the third house, as well as whatever powers of analysis and discrimination you've been blessed with in this life. Planets in this house indicate how you communicate and operate mentally, Excuse me. The fourth house, or called the Nadir, or the IC, is ruled by the moon in the sign of Cancer. And it represents the relationship we might have with our father or the same sex parent as the individual in the chart, the home environment, and maybe even the end of life in some contexts. Planets placed here reflect our family orientation, our roots, and kind of how your father or same sex parents was experienced to you in this life. For instance, you know what I mean? My daddy is a Gemini sun with a Capricorn moon. And I have Mars in Capricorn in the fourth house. So that would mean I act just like my daddy. You did? Pretty cool, huh? Pay attention. I'm going to give you a game. Okay, the fifth house. The fifth house is ruled by the sun in the sign of Leo. And it shows creativity, self-expression, and our offspring, because that's kind of what we create in this world, as well as our casual romantic style and preference. It represents which arena you can best manifest your personal energies in this world. Creative endeavors and artistic expression kind of reside here. And any planets placed in the fifth show you how you do your thing. You know what I mean? I got a Pisces moon in the 5th house. The 6th house. The 6th house is ruled by Mercury and the sign of Virgo. And it's going to be all about your body, your physical health and well-being. It's about service to others in day-to-day routines. The 5th house can relate to discipleship and the things you want to master in this life, alongside the ability to overcome obstacles and actually produce something positive in this world. You know, planets in the 6th house either manifest as blessings or challenges to your well-being and health, or indications, of your ways you can be in service to other people. Excuse me. Okay. The 7th house. The 7th house is ruled by the sign of Libra and the planet of Venus. And it speaks to our relationship with other individuals. You know what I'm saying? And so when you're fooling with the 7th, it can speak to marriages, partnerships of all kinds, and really how we relate to other individuals. It is another pivotal or angular house, and the 7th, it really speaks of our relationship, and it's the best energy that you partner with in this life. For instance, if I'm a Libra ascendant, then I got Aries that I fool with. My best friend is an Aries. You know what I mean? And we make music together and we make beautiful things together. You know what I mean? That's my nigga. And that's how you roll with it. And you know what I mean? If you're offended by what I say, oh well. Okay. The 8th house, the 8th house is ruled by Pluto and Mars to a lesser degree, as well as the sign of Scorpio. And it's here that we're going to find issues with sexuality, death, depth, rebirth, and ultimately transformation. Things get a little bit darker here, and the planets in this house are a lot harder to interpret. But I'd say they really refer to how you individually manifest your sexuality and the deepest lessons you need to learn in order to grow and transform into a better form of yourself. This is the Phoenix rising. You know what I mean? This is really how you like to get down behind closed doors. The 9th house is ruled by the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius. And it concerns itself with intuition, philosophy, long travels, foreign affairs. And, it's all about expansion of beliefs here, or expansion of boundaries here. And the planet's place here kind of symbolize your philosophical pursuits and possibilities for travel. It's how you expand your mind. It's a lot about how you think with the 9th house, and the 3rd house, I would say, is a lot more how you communicate. So let's not get those mixed up, but they do have a lot of relation and polarity. So when we're talking about the 10th house or the midheaven or MC, this is the highest point in your chart. And it's also kind of the most visible place in the astrological chart. And it speaks to our public life, our sense of authority, or what we see as a sense of authority, career prospects, and the relationship with our mom or the parent of the opposite sex, depending on whatever you got going on. And it's really here that we learn to manifest the foundation of our personality into this physical world. It kind of is who we become when we're in front of people. I have a Cancer midheaven, but I have Leo, Mercury and Leo Venus in my 10th house. And that's been helpful in me speaking to y'all like the way I do. You know what I mean? The planet's place here will indicate how you can best use the energies for a successful career in this life, or even show how the relationship with your mother kind of may have been experienced in this life. The 11th house is ruled by the sign of Aquarius and the planets Uranus and Saturn to a smaller degree. And it's here that we kind of find our goals and objectives. It's here that we find our friendships and memberships to certain groups and associations. The work in society representing the 10th house is released through individual expression in the 11th house. The planets here, wherever it shows up in the 11th house, it's really how you are a weirdo. I'm just playing. It's really to show how you're a unique and genuine and authentic individual in this physical world. You know what I mean? And then when we go to the 12th house, this is the Mercury realm of Pisces. This is ruled by the planets of Neptune and to a lesser degree Jupiter. And in a way, what we find here refers to the unconscious, to the hidden, to the fantasy, to past life stuff, maybe the term, and to all the things beyond this physical realm of existence. And so it's here in the 12th. You know, it can also be associated with any periods of confinement you may have had in your life, or the things that might bring yourself undoing. It's the things that are in the back of your mind all the time. It's those deep, dark fears. And I also call it the house of karma. And the planets in this house pretty much indicate functions that are hidden from your conscious personality and are expressed in the terms of either psychic faculty or self-sacrifice in the end. 12th house is the deep. It's what is not to be understood. You know, the 12th house is the ways of heaven, you know, which aren't to be understood by the ways of men. Hey, man, this been some priceless knowledge itself. If you're able to, man, I want you to go to the house or go on your phone or computer, look up your astrological chart and see where you have planets in each house, man, and see how that's manifested in your life, man. But I just want you to remember, no matter where you got what, just because you build like that, don't mean you got to build like that, man. Hey, man, if you're fooling with me, you already know what to do. Please like, share, and subscribe. Go join my Facebook group, Priceless Knowledge Yourself. If you're interested in any astrological readings whatsoever, or even numerology, please hit me up in the comments below or email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. Woo! I'm gonna hit y'all later with Venus and Gemini in your natal chart. Hope y'all having a blessed day, man. I am. Thanks for all the support. Keep it true.